Hello, gents. We're here for another one. What I want to talk about today is something quite close to my heart, and that is being less impressed and more involved. It's something that McConaughey has said that really rings true for me. And especially in today's age where everyone's a spectator. Everyone's sitting at home doing nothing, spectating, criticizing everyone else and what they're doing in their own lives. Don't be a spectator in your own life. Yeah? Most people aren't even like there's that talk about the main character and all this stuff. Most of the people, you're watching your movie that you're not even in. You're not even a character in your own movie. How has that happened? And that's the world we live in, because no one wants to try shit because they know the spectators are watching. Yeah? They're afraid to be more involved. They're happy sitting back and being impressed because it means they don't have to face any judgment. Don't end up as that person. Instead of being the person who goes, let's go watch the rugby, let's be the person who goes, I just signed up to the Opens team. Just try shit, man. Like, I like people who try shit. Like friends that you'll see on a Monday, catch up for a dinner, see them the following Monday. It's like, yeah, how's your week been? Yeah, mate, went horse riding, went fencing. Sorry, what the fuck? When do you go horse riding? Yeah, it's just something I picked up. I saw it on an ad. Being less impressed and more involved. Think about how many more stories you would have. Think about all the people you're following right now. Who's doing what you want to do? Yeah, you see someone bloke, he went rafting last week. Book it in for this weekend. If that's it. Look, to be fair, no, like some shit's a bit one-off. Like if someone's abseiling, you go, yeah, that's cool, or wingsuiting, you go, yeah, that's cool. Doesn't mean you necessarily want to do that. But if you find yourself watching these things on repeat. For example, with me, I find myself every time that I've watched something or I've partaken in something on a consistent basis, I force myself to do it because I refuse to be a spectator in my own life. The only reason I got into fighting, well, a few personal reasons, but I just liked watching fighting. So I said, I'm not a pussy. I'm not a spectator in my own life. Let's go partake in this thing. The only reason I started acting was because I love movies. I love films. So I said, look, I'm not a spectator. Let's partake in that shit. And plus then, by doing it, it made watching movies work and homework justifiably. And now I'm doing YouTubes and socials. This is purely an example. This is the result of being less impressed and more involved. Doing this YouTube because I watch YouTube and I admire people who do YouTube and the things they have to say. So be less impressed and more involved. I guarantee you, there is a topic right now, you're following on the Instagrams, you tune in once a week, something that you are impressed with. Make sure by next week you're involved in that topic. And don't do it because of fear. Fear puts a lot of people off. And it's the judgment of starting something new and being bad at it. I've spoken about this before and all the time because it's so key. And don't worry, man, like those chicks you're afraid of judging you right now, they're going to be fat and divorced in a couple of years anyway. Like, life moves on. Life carries on. You can't be so critical of yourself. So, be less impressed and more involved. What else have I got here? Yeah, like, it's an open world game as well. Don't forget that. Like, there's no rules to this shit. If you wanted to take up a job at an oil rig tomorrow, maybe not tomorrow, in a week's time, you can. Don't put limitations on yourself. Most people build their own cages. It's their own mind that holds them back. Don't become one of those people. Unlock your mind. Tell yourself that everything's a possibility. Don't put limitations of yourself. Believe in yourself. And you get that self-belief through action. Self-belief comes from competence and previous results. If you're someone who's shown up, who's done the jobs, done what he says he does. Like for me, I get so much fulfillment and self-confidence after saying, yeah, it doesn't matter how tired I am, what I've got going on, jet lag, this, that. If I do a task that I said I was going to do, in despite of all that, I'm proud and I've gained self-respect. Now, it's one thing to chase respect from others, but it's another to chase respect from yourself. Because at the end of the day, the internal is all that matters. You need to respect yourself and your decisions. Have you ever thought the fact that maybe you're afraid to approach that woman? Maybe you're afraid to put yourself on camera because you don't have that respect for yourself yet. You feel as though you haven't earned it. You feel as though you're not the person who belongs in that environment because you don't have that self-respect. Well, the step before self-respect is self-belief. You have to believe, hey, if I put enough time and effort into this thing, will I eventually be competent at it? Will I eventually be good enough to do it on a consistent basis and then build up that respect from others and myself? Yes, of course, in all realms. So make sure that you are a man of your word. You know, there was a time in history where all you had to go off was someone's word. You'd sit down at the dinner table and you'd shake hands with the king across from you and say, look, I'm going to need a hand with this Northumbria situation. I'm taking my army in. I'm going to need you to flank round the left on my mark. And it was a handshake deal. If he doesn't show up, my army's fried. We're all cooked. We're all Northumbrians now. Off a handshake deal, off your word. And it's kind of a lost art. It's a lost art in today's day and age that people stand on their word. They do what they say. Well, be a man that stands on his word to himself. You know, it doesn't matter what happens. Don't break your word to yourself. If you say you're going to do something, do it, because that's how you build up that self-belief and self-respect. And that's going to be the driving force behind every decision you make. Every time there's a risk, whether it comes to a woman, a business, whatever, any pursuit, that's going to come from that self-belief and self-respect. And how you conduct yourself in those environments is going to come from that. And what backs that up is a belief in yourself and your word. Now practice this on the day today. Set yourself a little goal for this afternoon, tomorrow, whatever, this weekend. Something you've thought about doing, but haven't quite gotten across the line. Look yourself in the eyes. Go to the mirror, look yourself in the eyes. Say, I'm going to do this weekend. Something uncomfortable that you've wanted to do for a while. I'm going to get it done. I'm going to do it this weekend. I'm going to do it tomorrow, in fact. And then when tomorrow rolls around, fucking do it. Tick. Self-respect earned. Then we do it again. Build, 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 build. And don't attach it to the outcome. Outcomes they're fleeting. You can't control them all the time. Control the inputs, not the outputs. Let's say you're trying to sign a client. You want to sign 2 clients by the end of the week. Wrong. You want to send 200 cold emails a day. Inputs. Focus on the inputs over the outputs. Because let me say this. If you can control those 200 emails per day and you do them, you've won. You've won. You've stuck to your word. You've gained that self-respect. You've achieved what you've set out to achieve, regardless of outcome. With the YouTube videos, it's very easy, and this is why most people crumble in situations like this, is because they're too obsessed with the outputs. The views, I'm not getting enough views, because they're focused on outputs. You can't control the views. You can't control who stumbles across it and goes, yeah, that's nice. You can refine, but you can't control who just randomly stumbles across it, especially in the early days. What you can control is, I'm going to study topics. I'm going to speak articulately. I'm going to analyze how I've spoken in the previous videos. I'm going to learn new topics to share. Inputs. Focus on inputs, deliver the inputs, and the outputs come naturally. The outputs come naturally. If you're someone who's consistent, keeps revising, shows up on time, man of their word, you're going to get some outputs. And let me tell you this, people around you, they know if you're a man of their word. They know if they can trust you. They know if you say something's going to get done, that it's going to get done. And let me tell you, when you feel that from other people, it's powerful. It's powerful. You want your brothers, your inner circle, to say, hey, look, I need this done by this date. And you know it's getting done. And if it's not, he reaches out to you in advance with plan B. Hey, I'm sorry, I can't get this done, it fell through, but I've got XYZ contingency in place now. It's an attractive trait. Be less impressed, more involved. Keep your word to yourself. Like Scarface says, man, all I have is my balls and my word, and I don't break them for nobody. That's key. That's key. You can carry that through life. And a lot of this that I'm going to be talking about is just little things that you can just keep in your ear on the day to day. It's nothing life-changing all at once, because what I find is, and what I end up doing, I listen to all these audiobooks, podcasts of these hyper-successful people, and a lot of it doesn't apply to me just yet. So it goes over my head. But the day-to-day strategic elements that you can just intertwine into your current position, that's valuable to me, and it's valuable to everyone else who can listen to it, because it's tangible and it's applicable. And it's something that I'm very interested in. You know, my girlfriend says it's my old man trait, that I love quotes and I love philosophy and these ideas in ancient Greek and ancient Rome. But there's a lot, because there's a lot of lessons to be learnt there that you can apply to your day-to-day life. Anyway, we went on a tangent there. But ultimately, don't be a spectator in your old life. Play the game on your own terms. Be a man of your word. Build up that self-respect, and it'll take you far. Thank you, boys.